Now we're ready to clean up our Alien B attack animation. We're going to need to do a few things. The most important, though, is that we only want the attack animation to actually happen when the player flies within the zone, not as soon as we hit the trigger. So we're going to use an event inside of the animation itself in order to call that. To get started, let's fix the attack animation so that when the alien is done attacking, it actually goes back to its idle state. To do this, we're going to go inside of the animation window, making sure that we have Alien B selected, and take a look at our animation. You'll see that we have Alien B attack animation automatically selected. The alien goes up, gets ready for attack, but we don't have enough frames to complete this animation. Let's go back into our sprite sheet and start dragging more frames in to fill this out. We'll start with frame 16 of the Alien B animation at the end and work our way backwards from there. If you accidentally override a sprite, don't worry about it. Just simply go and drag and try to get as close as you can into the end of the next frame. You can also undo these changes at any time. Now we have a complete set of animations. Here we can play and see that the alien goes up, attacks, and goes back into the idle position. We'll stop this, hit save to save out the animation, and start looking into how we can add some code to clean this attack up. Next, let's go back into our scripts folder and open up the Alien B script. Here, we're going to add a new variable called ready to attack. Next, we're going to want to modify our onTriggerEnter2D and add some additional logic. First, we only want the alien to attack our player, so we're going to look at the target's game object tag to make sure that this equals player. Next, we want to make sure that the alien is actually ready to attack. So we'll add another conditional, testing for if it's ready to attack. Now, if we're ready to attack and we see that it's the player, we're going to want to actually manually call onExplode on the player's explode component. This is going to be different than what we've done in the past, where usually the player automatically handles exploding itself. To do this, we're going to set up a variable and get the explode component off of the player. Now that we have a reference to the explode component itself, we can call onExplode. But there's only one problem. Our onExplode method is actually private, so we're not able to call it from this script. Let's save this script and open up our explode script. Looking for the onExplode method, we're going to add public to the front of it, and then we'll hit save. Now, if we go back to our Alien B, you'll see that we're able to call this method. Next, if we're not ready to attack, what we want to do is trigger the attack animation. So we'll add an else to our test of ready to attack, and we're going to cut and paste the animation setting back into this conditional. We'll clean this up a little bit. And now what we need to do is create two new methods. The first is going to be onTriggerExit2D. This is going to take a Collider2D as well. And here, we're going to set ready to attack to be true. We're also going to reset the animation here to make sure that once the animation is completed where the alien attacks, it goes back into its idle animation where its eyes look around. The last thing we want to do is create a method called attack. And here, we're simply going to set ready to attack to true. And I did notice one quick typo. Whenever the player exits this, or any object exits this, we want to reset the ready to attack to false. So let's make sure that we have this as false and attack as true. Now, we're going to save our script, go back into Unity, and look for the point where most likely the alien would be able to attack the player. At this frame here, we'll simply add an event, and in this event, we're going to call attack. We'll save this, close out the window, and do one last thing. Let's change the tag of the alien from deadly to untagged. This way we don't inadvertently trigger the explosion as the player gets too close to the alien. We only want the alien to attack the player at this frame where it's starting to move up in a position where it would be able to attack. Once again, while everything is saved, we'll play the game. Now, if we move near the alien, you'll see the alien attacks it a lot better. The player doesn't instantly explode as soon as it gets close to the alien, and the alien reverts back to its idle animation. Make sure that we apply all the changes back to the alien prefab so they're ready for other parts of our game.